There's
Hi,
Najarra. How's your day going there?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you very much for taking the time. You're a very unique kind of interview subject because usually, to pull the curtain back, it's like they have a new movie and that's it. And you're in multiple press releases and pitches, and you're a musician singer. So where to start, I don't know, except Dementia Part II. When did you make it?
Oh my gosh. We made it in 2017. So years ago. It takes a while for a movie to come out.
Wow, that is vintage. Well, how did you wind up in this one? Was it a traditional casting or had you worked with somebody before?
This is super untraditional, actually. Matt Mercer and Mike Teston, who co-directed it and wrote it, have been friends of mine for over a decade. We've been making movies together. Like, we've made so many movies together. It's kind of crazy. But Matt actually called me and explained to me that they were challenged by a film festival in Chicago to make a movie from like conception to being on the screen in
Mhm.
5 weeks. So he was like, "Hey, we don't know what we're making yet, but we're going to shoot next week. Like, will you be in it?" I don't know. He's like, "I don't know what you're going to do." And I was like, yeah, of course I'll be in it." So he
Wow.
gave me like the next day he called, he told me like what they thought the movie would be about. And then I want to say like the next night he sent a script over that was about something entirely different and was like, "This is what we're shooting this week. Like, it's going to be loose and fast because obviously this is how much time we've had to prepare." So it was really like just a lot of just like fun improv with your friends. Yeah.
Wow. Such a short period of writing, coming up with the idea of it, and then such a long period of waiting. Wow.
Yes, yes, but I want to say I'm really bad with time, but in maybe 2019, yeah, it had to have been 2019. It premiered at a film festival in London called Fright Fest. It also premiered at Sitges in Spain. So it did have screenings. We just didn't, I mean, obviously it took a while for it to be like come properly out, but yeah, I had seen it.
Is the film that I'm seeing, the general public seeing, the same as the 2019? Like, were there things added in? Did they go, hey, we hate how that looks on the big screen. Let's reshoot this and touch this and typical movie magic?
Sure. I think it's slightly different, but I don't believe they went back and reshot anything. I'm pretty sure they just like kind of changed the edit a little bit, tried to like fill it out a little more. I think they redid the music at some point. So it was like they definitely have spiced it up since that original screening, but not much has changed. Like what we shot that week, that's what you see.
With a name like Dementia Part II, that leads to the question, is there going to be Dementia Part III? Any idea?
I have no idea. I didn't think there would necessarily be a Dementia Part II, so you never know with sequels.
There you go. With such an intense kind of film, is there any laughter on the set, or is just everyone serious nonstop throughout the shoot because they can't break character?
Oh no, it's all laughter. I mean, we are like holding in our laughs. You hear cut, and like Matt and I have burst into laughter. Especially, there's a few scenes where Suzanne like really has to go for some stuff, and we were like just in hysterics as soon as the camera was not rolling. So it was definitely a fun set. We were just having fun.
That's wonderful to hear. Well, as I said at the beginning, this is not the only movie that's being mentioned. Like I saw The Stylist is another thing that's coming out with you. Are there a lot of things in the can beyond what IMDb is saying?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have 3 films in post-production that are going to come out over the next year, probably. So
Yeah.
that will be happening. As far as, I mean, in 2020, I didn't shoot anything for obvious reasons. So hopefully I mean, yeah, those movies will come out. I'll probably work this year, and then those, who knows when those movies will come out. You never know with film.
Yeah. What I've been learning from doing so many interviews is that the people are waiting until it's posted on deadline.com and then they're allowed to say that they're doing it. Is that the case for you? Is Deadline the marker for, oh, I can talk about this project?
I can see why that would be. And I think it has been a couple times in the past, but usually I okay it with the filmmakers, and then then it's a free for all.
Got it. So many people that I'm used to talking about, they'll say so many big things happening, so many big things happening. And then you go, like what? Can't say. NDAs, and I'm waiting for deadline. But in your case, there's films. I'm glad to hear there's plenty more. You said you didn't film anything in 2020 for obvious reasons. Believe it or not, a lot of people I'm speaking to did film in 2020. I guess they kept it under the radar a little bit, or maybe they're filming in Georgia.
Hey, maybe I will actually say that I was offered a film because I live in the UK, and I was offered a film back in the States, and I didn't want to fly, so I turned it down. So they were shooting. I guess I just chose not to. I took advantage of lockdown and just stayed home and really enjoyed it.
But you were pursuing your musical endeavors. You are in the band Archway or The Highway. What's going on with the band right now?
Luckily our band, like I guess I can't really say exactly where I live, but my band members live in the same, like we're in the same bubble. So we've been able to like continue making music and practicing, and it's been really, really great. Currently we're working on like basically we're working on an EP that we hope to be released at the end of the year, but we're kind of taking our time with it. So, but we're doing stuff.
And then Yes Year, I couldn't quite figure out, is Yes Year a collaborative thing? What exactly is Yes Year?
Yes Year. So my best friend, Becca Buckaloo, who's also an actress, we met on a TV show, actually. We met on a TV show in Qatar, so the Middle East, and we kind of just both wanted to travel and like do things, like say yes to more stuff. And so we were like, hey, like let's try to film it, and let's like just let's bring people along with us. So we went to Romania and Spain and France. We went on like a little travel thing and filmed it. And then we also did like a fun fact Friday on Instagram. So we were kind of just like doing random things with it because we liked working together. And yeah, and right now we're both kind of on a break. We both just had babies. So we've taken a pause, and we're kind of trying to figure out, do we now want to travel when we can with the babies, or do we want to make Yes Year into something else? We shot a short together in the end of 2019, and like maybe Yes Year should be a production company. Like we don't really know exactly yet. We're figuring it out.
Well, that's why you're so hard to define, because there's not just one movie. It's not just she's an actress. You're making stuff. You're not just saying, hey, where's the script? I'm waiting here. You're actually making the stuff besides being in front of the camera as well. So that leads me to be very curious about you and your path. Was the goal all along to be an actress slash musician slash creator? Or were you an actress that just stumbled upon some stuff and said yes and did it?
Interesting. I grew up doing like musical theater. So I always wanted to sing and act. But then somewhere in my teenage years, I lost all confidence in singing. I was like, I'm never going to do that in front of people ever again. So I just stuck with acting. And then somehow music has come back around, which I'm really thankful for. So I've just gone like, yes, let's do this now. I'm not as terrified of it as I used to be. Mm-hmm. And as far as like creating stuff, being behind the camera, I always thought I would like definitely not do that. Actually, I was like, no way. I just want to act. I don't even want to think about the other side of things. And of course, like as you get older, your interests change a little. And now I'm much more open to like producing things and creating things.
What exactly was it that instilled the confidence to start singing again? Was it auto-tune? Was it Pro Tools? Was it seeing like technology? Not saying you need any of that, but was talking to a therapist? Like, how did you get over singing? Because I can never sing in a straightforward voice, but funny voices, yes, I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't exactly know. I think I one age, right? Like as you get, when I was a teenager, my confidence was in and out. Sometimes I felt like, oh, I'm secure. And other times I was the most insecure person in the world. And singing just feels so vulnerable that I was like, I can't do this. I can't accept it. I can't handle it. And when the way the band kind of started was, our neighbor, who was a musician, was like, hey, to my husband and I, do you want to jam together? And I was like, I don't play anything. That's not going to work. And my husband was like, oh, but she sings. And I was like, no, no, I don't. And he was like, yes, you do. So they kind of made me start singing. And I was like, I like whispered for the first like 4 months. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is mortifying. And slowly but surely, when you do that like every day, and you have people being like, no, like, you're doing a good job, it slowly, they slowly built up my confidence. And then we like did a song here and a song there, and we started releasing them, and the feedback wasn't horrible. So I was like, hey, I love this much, and like, we're getting a good response, so I'll keep going.
Wow. Well, 3 quick questions, then you're free, or at least you're free from this interview, and then you got to do another 20 of them. And the first one is, looking at your Twitter, I see you're followed by Chris Collingwood from Fountains of Wayne. Is he a fan? Is he a friend?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He's following you under the band name Look Park.
Interesting. Oh, Look Park. I don't know. I'm gonna have to investigate that. I don't know.
Okay. Question number 2. What TV show should we be looking for and watching if we need a new show to start, in your opinion?
TV show. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad right now because I'm watching Friends, and like, that's I'm a little behind the times. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think what my favorite.
Not necessarily. There is the HBO reunion special about to come out, so I guess it's eventually it's classic TV.
Yeah, rewatch Friends, but
classic.
10 seasons is like a serious dedication.
Yeah,
throwing it out there.
So if no TV recommendation, then we'll change it up to, who is the best band in the world besides Archway or The Highway?
The best band in the world? What?
You live in England, so I assume you're going to say Oasis, but
no. I no. Well, it's going to be someone else, but yes, I live in England. I would say the Beatles. I'm going to go the Beatles.
Fair answer. Well, my last question for you, besides see Dementia Part 2 and check out my website, which you could tell us what they are, is any last words for the kids?
Enjoy your life. Do things that make you happy, whatever that is. Have fun.
There you go. Well, looking forward to all the projects you got coming, even the secret ones. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Paltrocast.